G'day Spurs fans, it's Paul, the Hotspur hippie here, the only psychedelic soccer show on the internet. And how about that? Spurs are back to winning ways. We certainly are. The final score from White Hart Lane, Tottenham Hotspur, by far the greatest football team the world has ever seen, 2, Luton Town, And what a game. I thought it was a good performance by Spurs. I enjoyed watching that game quite a bit. Apart from Optus Vision not helping me out for the first 20 minutes, but we got there in the end. I missed Luton's very early goal, just as Tottenham seemed to miss it as well. I don't know what happened there, but look, I thought we wore Luton down. We were too strong for them, man. We were too strong for them. Luton came out, but they spent all their energy really early on. I think. Even towards after about 20 minutes of the first half, you could see we were getting more and more into the game. So even though we were 1-0 down at half time, I wasn't really that nervous for some reason. Mainly, it looked for 1 minute though like the football spirits or whatever were against us with Sonny. It's not often you see a ball hitting one post, then the other, and then coming out. You think, oh, well, is it going to be one of them days at the office? And then with a ball that has got to be the closest to over the line without not being over the line. It's like a couple of millimetres. But, hey, the whole ball is going to be over the whole of the line. That's football. And we got back into the game with an own goal by Luton. We put them under pressure. Timo Werner was always running into those spots all the time. And that defender, I've forgotten his name now, the Luton guy, he did all right a couple of times afterwards, but that time he just got it all wrong. So it was an own goal that got us back into the game. But, own goals come about because you put the team under pressure. That's the way it is. But Tottenham really started playing some swizzy, jazzy stuff. I mean, Maddison was looking good. Now Ange did make some substitutions. Broke up my preferred midfield of Sarr, Maddison and Basuma. I think they had pretty good games, actually. Possibly we've got an eye on the next game, only a few days away against, is it West Ham, I think? So we want to be ready for that one. And also, I'm all for Ange playing these players, giving them minutes because, like I say, you've got nowhere to hide, have you? Let's talk about the players that started the lineup, eh? Let's have a look at the starting lineup for this game. This is how it started off today. Let's go through it. So Vicario, again, a couple of great saves by Vicario. Big Vic between the sticks, magnificent. Pedro Porro couldn't quite get it on target today, but, good defending. Romero and Dragoshin had a decent game. Look, I mean, he gave the ball away again, like once or something like that, but, his striding runs up the pitch do give us another man up there from the middle of the pitch onwards. So well done, Radu. Romero, as usual, was composed. A little bit slow sometimes, but on the ball. But, getting into the groove of it much more. Basuma, Sarr, Maddison, I thought they had really good games today. I think Basuma was great. Sarr was doing his usual Sarr stuff, and Maddison, man, he's good, eh? He's good. You can tell we're so much of a better side when Maddison's playing. Then up front we had Kulu. Bit of an off day at the office for Kulu, unfortunately. Werner, don't know. Still got doubts, man. But there's our captain, Heung-min Son, getting the winner. I mean, that was a captain's knock, really. Captain's performance. It needed something special, and Son did it, taking the ball in his own half. Checking inside, slowing the play down, out to Werner. Werner did well to get it back to who was in the middle. It was Son Heung-min, wasn't it? It was our captain with a great finish. Got a deflection, but hey, you got to take it, haven't you? So good all round performance by those by the starting lineup, pretty much, apart from Kulu and Werner. Then we brought. I thought Johnson. Johnson looked really good tonight. Really good. He was. There was times where he was playing the ball in between his 2 feet. Looked really good, Johnson. He's got his tail wagging. That guy. The other side. Who else came on? So we had also Lo Celso. Again, nothing from Lo Celso. Really. We were lucky that we could bring on Bentancur. I thought Bentancur was pretty good. Looked very confident on the ball, and we needed someone in there because I don't know how many. I know Lo Celso did a challenge late on in the game when Luton had a rare excursion into our half of the pitch, but really, I mean, I didn't see anything from the guy again. And good on Ange for putting these players on. Nowhere to hide, man. Nowhere to hide. So come the summer, we really know which players. It's becoming more and more obvious which players can play this way, and which players can't. But Højbjerg, he came on and balanced the ship out, and he's so close to being almost good enough. But it's just, look, he had a good game. He had a good game last night. So my man of the match, it has to be. Son, you've got to have a good shout for Son, haven't you? Son Heung-min. Maddison was pretty dangerous today as well. Udogie was getting caught a couple of times, but then he started doing his usual. The Luton winger would come at him, and Udogie would just take the ball away from him. Now 1-0 and 1-1. I wouldn't say Luton were quite parking the bus. They weren't like going out shamelessly, although they started giving a lot of players going to ground. I think that was more that they were knackered and injured than they were time wasting. So, credit to Luton for trying to play a game of football. They came out swinging, they came out punching, but, I'll just poke myself in the eye with my thumb. Oh dear. Look, it is, what time is it? It's 10 past 4 a.m. I'm going through that giddy stage. I think when I knock off and get this stream, this uploaded, I'll have a go at doing a bit of a live stream, say hello to people. Didn't work out tonight, unfortunately. But hey, look, let's have a look at the stats for this game. Hopefully that will bring up the right screen there. There we go. Let's have a look. What does this tell us? Well, it tells us we won the game 2-1. So we go back into fourth. We go back into fourth because we scored one more goal than Aston Villa. Same goal difference. So we'll see what Aston Villa do later on today. Let's have a look. What can we tell from here, eh? 17 shots to their 7. 4 shots on target to their 3. 70% possession, man. Didn't feel like it sometimes in the game. I think that's quite flattering to us. Although, like I say, from the second half, before we had to bring on the likes of Lo Celso, we were just all guns blazing, man. All guns blazing. It was fantastic. Better pass accuracy. We weren't giving the ball away like we were doing against Fulham the other week, were we? We were so much better than that. 2 yellow cards. That was something I was getting a little bit frustrated with Spurs about. We were building up momentum, and then play would stop because we'd given away a silly free kick, But I guess that that can happen sometimes because we were really up them, and when you're really up them, I guess sometimes you're going to get it a little bit wrong. But that really kind of stopped us in the tracks. Then it'd be another few minutes before we get another run on the ball again. No red cards, 1 offside, and they won 6 corners compared to our 3. Well, and they didn't score from any of them. So, we don't do all that bad against set pieces. So, let's have a look at the EPL table here. The EPL table brings us back up into the top 4, which I know people give a shit about, but I don't really care. I just want us to finish high up the table as possible. We're on 56 points, goal difference of 18, but that one extra goal. Was it one of the 4 we banged past Villa? Who knows, man? Villa are playing later on. Who's Villa playing? Let's have a look at who's Villa playing later on. Oh, they're kicking off in 15 minutes against Wolverhampton Wanderers. Come on, you Wolves. Anyway, look, I'm happy. I'm happy. We got back into winning ways. It's 3 points, 1 match down, 9 to go. The Dream-O-meter is unaffected by this. We're still on course for 73 points. Look, I'm happy, man. I'm happy. There was a lot to smile about in that game. And it could have been 4-1 quite easily, couldn't it? Ball bouncing off 2 goal posts, and that ball over the line, man. Hey, the referee seemed pretty sure at the time, so it was that was a marginal call, but the referee got it right, man. Referee got it right. I think the linesman had a fairly okay game. There's nothing too much to see there. Nothing that influenced the game anyway, so that was cool. So I'm gonna shoot off. I'm gonna have a cup of coffee, and as always, folks, peace and love, man. Peace and love, and come on, you Spurs. Oh, it's very sleepy time here. It's very sleepy time.